Me as well.
Hey, we're going live. We are going live.
Yes. Okay, so welcome.
We are live now?
Yes.
Yes, it's time.
Okay.
It's T-0.
Okay. Hello, I warmly welcome you to our 39th webinar by the Academy of Space Renaissance International. My name is Sabine Heinz, and I'm the person responsible for our webinar series. And on this 17th of April, I'm really delighted that you have come to join us. We have people watching from the Netherlands, we have people watching from Norway, from Turkey, and from Las Vegas. Hello, Priscilla. And our today's special guest is, and I'm really curious to this lecture, Celia Avila-Rauch. And she is psychotherapist and aviation and space psychologist. Hello, Celia.
Hello, thank you very much for the invitation. I hope you will enjoy it about psychology, and yeah, I'm delighted, and thank you very much for the invitation, Adriano and Sabine, and also Bernard.
Celia will speak about space psychology and human factors, and I also would like to welcome Bernard Foying. He's our president. Hello, Bernard.
Hello, so welcome from the Space Renaissance International. It's a great pleasure to be with you, in particular with Celia, as we have had the opportunity to collaborate with her, and she joined also a campaign of analog astronaut, where we went to a moon base that we have built in Hawaii on Big Island, and she was part of the crew, and she shared a great experience of psychology, but also a great sense of humor. She's also a very good cook. I would recommend her to have her as part of your future expedition when you go beyond on the moon and beyond.
Okay, thank you, Bernard. You are taking my introduction. And I see Julie Rosende from Brazil is also watching. And I also would like to introduce Adriano Altino. He's one of our vice presidents and co-founder and former president of Space Renaissance International. Hello, Adriano.
Thank you very much, Sabine. Very welcome, and happy to be here with Celia. And I'm very curious because, you know what, in Space Renaissance, we are visionaries. So we are very near to be crazy a little bit. So psychology is definitely our discipline. And we want to learn many things. So we are already crazy even on Earth. And let's imagine what it will be when we will be in space, on the moon. And
we are lunatic. Of course.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, I would like to introduce our speaker. Thank you, Adriano. Celia Avila-Rauch is a psychotherapist and coach supervisor. She's an aviation and space psychologist and trained at the University of Girona. She did her master in psychology at the Autonomous University of Barcelona, and worked out as a clinical psychologist and active cognitive behavioral psychotherapist. And she did her master's degree in behavioral medicine and
You are frozen.
pardon?
Everyone is frozen. I'm frozen.
Yeah, and her research proficiency in psychiatry and medical psychology, also at the University of Barcelona, and she owns an European certificate of psychotherapy and a world certificate of psychotherapy. She specialized in emotional intelligence skills by the L-Skills group of Yale University, and she certified as an aviation psychologist by the Psychology Chamber of Eastern Andalusia, and is actively working with the GT of Madrid and Barcelona Chamber of Psychologists in Aviation Psychology. As I mentioned, she is an aerospace psychologist and at Space Psychology Department Coordinator LUNEX, Euromoon Mars in the Netherlands, and trainer of ALBA emoting and breeze express techniques, and researcher at the University of Cadiz in the Department of Neuropsychology, Human Factors Neurotech Lab. She is member of Barcelona, Madrid, and Munich psychologist chambers, and since 2020, she has been researching psychological and interpersonal issues affecting people working in space and space simulation missions. And her books includes the dark and light sides of leadership and collaboration at the book with Jara Pascual. And for a month, she participated in a space simulation mission at High Seas, Hawaii, as Bernard mentioned, as a pilot project for space psychology, which is an ongoing project. Her 30 years of experience and professional work in clinical psychology, psychotherapy, and coaching with a cognitive emotional approach and personality development in 3 different countries have shown her how important our emotions, actions, and behaviors are for our existence. And currently, she works in her practice as a psychotherapist and run her own coaching company called Windrose Global Advisors at the International University of Munich. She teaches introduction to psychology and at the Master of Aviation Psychology in Spain at the Department of Aviation Psychology of the Colegio de Fisiólogos de Madrid. She teaches cognitive and emotional process in aeronautics. An active member of the She's an active member of the Madrid Aviation Psychology Working Group for the College of Psychologists and the Barcelona Aviation Working Group. And she is an active member of Eurospace Hub in the Netherlands, and as a space psychologist and member of the European Association of Aviation Psychology. Member of the Association Española Psicología Aeroespacial y Aeronáutica Civil, a member of the Space Renaissance International. Whew, what a woman. What an incredible woman. Celia, the floor is yours.
I feel overwhelmed now, but thank you. I tried to share the
screen.
The screen. Where are you now? Where are you here? Because share screen. I'm sorry. Well, I hope you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you well.
Yes, and then I do this. And can you see the?
Not yet.
No?
Now,
yes. Now you can put it on full screen or start your presentation with the first slide. Maybe you go to the first slide first.
Yeah, but the question for me is I don't see it here. Momento. Can you see here? Yeah.
Yeah. Put it on the first slide.
Yes. No.
Yeah, and then start.
Yeah.
Perfect.
The question, okay, because I don't know. Okay, now I know what happened. Okay, here. Well, then I hope you can see my. I'm frozen, no? But doesn't matter, no? You see me? Can you hear me?
Yes,
we can hear you very
Okay.
well. We can hear you very well.
I'm frozen in my screen, but I don't know my picture. Doesn't matter. As when we are talking, for me, it's important that we are talking today about psychology because it's something that everyone is a little scared. Everyone thinks is you are discovering something. I'm looking at your eyes and maybe, I don't know, I discover the world through your eyes, but it's more about humans. Humans are doing machines. Humans try to go to space. Humans are they're curious about what happens outside. I think machines, probably in the future, machines can build also machines, but now we are with people. Then for me, it's important today not talk about all spectrum about psychology. Is more the sense that you have a feeling what means this psychology. And then we have different types of psychology in space. This is one organizational psychology. The other one is psychosocial psychology, and the other one is the clinical psychology. But when I'm talking about clinical psychology, is not about to discover pathology, because the training in the aeronautical for astronauts or analog missions or whatever is more about your traits, because these people are normally healthy, also have a normal, more or less normal mental health. But the point is a high level of workload, then is a high level of stress, is everything is very intensive, and then as a humans we have also weakness. But the training in psychology is that you develop resilience, that you can cope better with your own characteristics, features, and everything, and then at the end you have a balance in your work life and in your body and in the biology and in everything. Next one, I hope I can go forward in the next one. I think it's oh my god, it's not coming.
You only have to put the enter or the space. Oh, you are frozen completely. You're still on slide 1.
You can use a page down, you can use a arrow down, or click on your slide with the mouse. Everything will move to the next slide. But if you
I guess she
prefer,
lost us.
Celia, you're still there? If you prefer, I can run your slides.
She left, yeah. Maybe you let run the slides. Maybe she has not so much internet connection.
Yes,
I have to apologize. We will start the lecture again. Adriano will share the slides, and we hope Celia can come back. Unfortunately, we are not using Starlink, so we have always internet connection problems. So I guess Adriano is looking for the presentation.
Yes, I found it.
And he will share the screen, and we are waiting now that Celia will come back, hopefully. And maybe in the meanwhile, Bernard can tell us something about the last activities you have been at Starship or not? The Starship launch? I know you are in the Netherlands.
Yeah, we had the launch attempt of a Starship today, and we are watching eagerly and all the operation. It was very well done, professionally, explaining okay, so the various challenges, and quoting Elon Musk saying that 50% chance to work and 1 million of possibilities of failure, but they had some diagnostic of a pressurization problem on their first stage, so safely they stopped the countdown at 10 seconds before, but they went until the end to look at the various steps that were going nominal. So clearly a lot of interesting event. Of course, last week we had also the launch of the JUICE mission, and
yes,
we followed all over the world. I was at ESTEC with a number of good colleagues, and it was yes, quite vibrant. Everything went very well. Very well. After one day where we had to pause because of weather, but yes, everything. JUICE is on its track to go to Jupiter and visit its icy moons. So clearly a good start for the week.
Yes. Can you tell for the audience what JUICE stands for?
Yeah, so JUICE is a Jupiter and icy moon explorers. And in particular, it will study the moon, Ganymede. It's the largest moon of the Jupiter system. Also, Europa and Callisto. Europa, so they have an ocean under the ice. And we have the big question whether this is habitable. And so there will be also a lot of geological investigation of this world, and also their interaction with Jupiter.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see. Thank you. I see Celia is back. Celia, can you hear us?
Yes, perfectly.
Yes.
The problem is this internet in Germany, you know.
Yeah.
Sorry,
we are leading. Yeah. I know.
Okay.
Forget now your slides. Say to Adriano when he should go forward, and we will remove the slides, and you can talk only.
Yes, apologies.
Good luck again.
Okay, thank you. Then the next one, I'll explain you. Next one, please. Yes. When we are talking about psychology, I was talking this is a multifaceted discipline and included social behavior, we are mental health, cognitive and emotional processes, and the human development. And everything is focused on human performance and human factors. Then for me, it's so important that everybody understood psychology, because we are collaborating with biologists, with medicine, we are collaborating many people, but the focus is really to develop how I can develop myself in a better way. And I was talking to you that the people, they are going to Moon or the Mars, they need to have a good resilience, but everybody is feeling, everybody is there for something. And I think the point is we cannot avoid this. We cannot avoid to feel, we cannot avoid to think, and we cannot avoid to behave. Next one, please, in 3 ones. Also, yes, yes, again, yes, yes. When we are talking about brain, no, in the psychology, we are distinguishing between brain, mind, and behavior. And brain could be, also more or less, is the hardware. The mind could be the software, and behavior is how these things are developing. When something happens in behavior, of course, we can look back in the mind, no, what happens at the software, or what happens in our hardware. And this is the point that we need to know. And the doctors, medicine, or biologists, astrobiologists, everyone can go to the brain and analyze, and everyone can go to the mind and see what happens. But at the end, at least our behavior is giving us the information. And I think this is important, that we are looking how to prevent or how to develop tools that people can recover quickly. Next one, please. I like this picture. This is a symbolic more in the sense of emotions, because in the psychology, we know that first is an event, but always emotions are before cognition. Always are the emotions before the thoughts. I'm repeating the stories because psychology is also about repetition, no? You always say the same and once again and again, but also change. And then is our mind, no, is there, but our brain is working on it. And this is very important, that sometimes we cannot change things and we need to accept. For this reason, we have our mind. But always also the behavior is also giving us the information. Next one, please. Next one. Okay, next one, please. No, one more, please. Yes. And noch again, one more. Yes. Now, what happens? We have the perception. Everything happens in perception, because the information is going through our eyes, our visual, our touching, then is also our ears, and also taste, and also smell. And this information is the first one. We are receiving this, and then we are reacting. This information, we can go for the optic nerve, we can the acoustic nerve, doesn't matter. The information is going in the central nervous system, and then these noise responses, the responses could be in the cognitive way or in the emotional, and also through the hormones. And all the things are affecting us somehow. Next one, please. When we are talking about this, noises, the perception is coming and something is processing in our brain. Then we have the cognitive intelligence, we have the emotional intelligence, and we have also behavior. But the point is, in the cognitive intelligence is our information. No, this is the thoughts, the way we are thinking, the way we are experiencing this information is coming through our senses. Then this is the ability to generate knowledge by using existing information. Then it also includes other intellectual functions as attention, is a learning, memory, judgment, and reasoning. This is one of the superior cognitive process. Next one, please. The other one. Again. Next. Okay, next. Yes. Now we are thinking this is the thoughts, but the process started again that we are repeating the whole time, but doesn't matter, is about informations, about the emotions, memories, about thoughts, about behavior. And we are talking about this, the cognitive processes. This is the point, is how we are processing this information, the way we are taking this information and the way we are then translating in behavior. But I think it's very important that we are also in, for example, I told you in the other meeting that in aviation, for example, people learn to react, to wait, to react in front of a surprise or that something happens, a shock, 3 and 9 seconds, because we need to process. This information is there and automatically is emotion. You don't know which one. And then we start to thinking. But thinking is, or rumination is not about rationalization. And then the way we understand the emotion is better. There's a faster way to solve situations. And then I think it's very important that everyone think about this and don't take it as, oh my God, it's very difficult. It's more to be aware. It's just when we are together. I was talking you before in the psychology in this process is in 3 ways. And the organizational is more about safety. It's about the group need to be together. The group, it's a teamwork. It's not my work. It's a teamwork. And then it's also we need to find a point of trust. Not I need to tell you my life, the whole life. It's a trust environment that all this information, about cognitive, could be in a better way, and then we can have a better performance. And I think for the astronauts, it's very hard training because they need to a lot of things. The deep water, the training, also the microgravity in the small space. Excuse me. This is the confinement. All the things are provoking emotions. All the things are giving you information, and we are humans. And probably I'm not agree, but if I have the tools that we are learning, the psychology could be an easy way to see the things in a different way and to put the focus on the task, the focus in your values, and then it's better to deal with them at the end. Next one, please. I hope you understand because I'm talking. Mine, we were talking about software. Next one. Yes. The basic process we were talking about is about attentions, about perceptions, about memories, about concentration. Then the superiors is more about the learning, the thoughts, is more about the question of the language. This is also the point of the personality, the creativity, because no one is thinking about creativity. And I think it's very important when you are engaged, motivated, that the people want to be outside, or when we are dreaming about space or about different places or different kind of life. This is about creativity, it's about emotions, it's about something happens, And then we need to think about this process that is activated in us, but we are not aware. Next one, please. Of course, next one. When we are thinking about disturbances, of course, when we are in a different environment, spatial disorientation, visual illusions, of course, alterations of time sense, impairments in attention and concentration, disturbances of motor skills, when you are not in the microgravity and you are not trained, of course, and the slowing of task performance, because they are also, I think, when I'm thinking in that training, deep water with the suits, the suits, they are so heavy and they have to deal on the water and the pressure and everything is not easy. But if you know this is for a short time or short period of time, probably you are more prepared. Okay, I'm not in my back. I know I can come back. But when we are thinking about the future, I mean, we are thinking about how could be the life in a different place, we need to understand which kind of distress or which kind of problems or issues could be there. Then next one. One of the most important disturbances, behaviors also in aviation and in the spacecraft is fatigue, the sleep disturbances, stress, conflicts. But it's not conflicts that people want to have conflict. Conflict is normal, because if I have stress or I'm a little depressed or I have a different idea how to the things is working and everything is normal, that the conflict is coming there. Attention deficits, microgravity effects, cultural challenge, interpersonal issues, radiation, everything is working on us. And I told you before, no, and the hormones play a huge role. And then we need to know that in our body, no, our body is not working properly in the way the body is working on Earth. Next one. Next one. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, today is more the clinical, no? That's, we have in our also work is about questionnaires, because we need to analyze, to research. No, we have the questionnaires, we have the trainings, and the trainings also putting everyone under pressure, emergency situations that people need to solve it. Also, the workload is so high, and then you need to be motivated, drive. You need to be always engaged, and everything. And also, is fear there. No, you are in a spacecraft, and something is a noise, clock, or is a smell, fire, something like this. You are reacting. Something happens. No, but then we're trying in our groups to work with emotional intelligence, and this emotional intelligence is about not to be sad or happy or something like this, is to put the right emotion and the task. Knowing we are doing something, I did something not nice, that maybe you need to be powerful. Maybe you need to a little bit angry, but not anger. It's more the sense I need to be power, drive. Now is the point is go ahead. And maybe I'm afraid or scared, or I'm putting in myself in evidence, I feel ashamed, and all the things, yeah, it's not properly working for anyone. But if I have in my mind, I aware that we need to change the emotion and put this emotion for the situation, could help us a better performance, a better resilience, and to cope better with difficulties. When we are talking about emotional intelligence, please, is something mechanical, is something mathematical. It's not about losing control. It's the opposite. Is to understand which emotion is playing a role, and then this emotion is giving me a path, and also which kind of cognition is coming then, or also for me, the barometer, to move this intensity or the intensity of the situation. Next one. Next one. When we are talking about human factors and human behavior, we are referring about emotional intelligence is in human factors. We are working with technology. We are working with ergonomy, but also we are perceiving things. And also we need to understand what happens and how to manage, how to use this emotion, how to communicate. I'm thinking now in aviation, probably if you are not right-handed, and then you can do something to touch something, use something, device there in this part is okay. But if you are not left, the point is you cannot go there and do this because it's not properly. And the way it says how to improve, how to manage it, and also how to be, maybe you can change the position, I don't know. The point is, it's not easy. And then you are repressing something. Maybe you are angry. Maybe you are not telling what you think, or maybe something happens. Next one. Next one. And the next one. Yeah. I would like that I don't know if we have time, but I think it's very important, this video, please, if you can, no? It's only 1 minute, but it's fantastic because I will talk about this then, please. Okay, if not possible, then we let, okay.
Want me to pause it?
Yes. No, if can you listen it?
Sorry.
Can you listen it? If not, it's okay. You can see in YouTube.
Okay. Okay.
No, okay.
So you get my feelings, but not going outside. So that's why I didn't want to make this a small choice. You know, earlier I couldn't go outside, so I was still a little sad.
But that was the consequence.
But I still was a little sad. I was a little bit upset. More than a little.
More than a little upset. Yeah. We all get upset sometimes. We don't get what we want all the time.
Mama also do. Papa also do. But earlier I chose to be a tiny bit mad, but after a while I was okay.
You're okay? Life is like that. We get upset, we get mad, we cry.
That's emotions, Mama.
That's emotions, I know. And then we feel better after we cry.
Yeah. Even if you're upset the wrong way, always different kinds of things.
Okay. Thank you. I think for me it's important that we are listen. I think is wonderful the way he is expressing his emotions. This is this is self-aware, this is self-regulation, social skills, empathy, and motivation. This is very important in our astronaut world that we are aware. The way he's expressed his own emotions are very intelligent because he can distinguish and he can say exactly what he means or what he feels. And I think this is for us very difficult. When we are adults, it's very difficult for us to express the real emotions because we are always feeling ashamed, or we learn a lot of things and we are more in the thinking position and not in the feeling. Why is important to know this? Because it's better then in an assertive way to communicate for the group. If I'm angry, I can tell like him, no, it's just I'm upset, but a little sad and then a little sad, but maybe I'm, no, this is emotions are constantly in movement, but in the way you are expressing this, you can understand what happens with you. And then I think this is important for us when we are in a very small place, confined, we are not in the normal daily life. And at some point we are also tired, fatigue. Fatigue is not about less sleep. Fatigue is when I'm overload and I keep doing because my brain is telling me you should, because if the people know this dialogue. And the point is, if I can know my emotions, I can better cope with and regulate. It's not about control because everyone is in control. If you're now you have you are thirsty, you're taking a glass. The point is, we are thinking too much, but in the reality, we are always in control and we are losing the things at the moment when the things happen. And I think when we are aware about emotions, we are not so worried about the future and we are not so worried about the past. We are at the moment, not in the mindfulness position. And then it's very important that we learn a little more, not to discover. I tell everyone, it's not about Sherlock Holmes, not looking at you and I discover, I don't know. It's more, yeah, if I have these talents or I have these opportunities, I do this. But if not, I need to learn this. Everyone is prepared to learn. Everyone can modify something, but only if you understand these things in your way. Only if for you is normal or is okay, I can understand and I can apply for me. Otherwise, it's not possible because it has no sense. Also, change for someone is no sense. The change has to be progressive, not invasive. And I think this is very important for everyone also in the expectations when you are an astronaut. Is the point is, it's good that you are the way you are. The only thing you need to know yourself, the dysfunctional part of you, and also how to be engaged with the group, to be positive, to change the emotion and to put the emotion in the situation. And then empathy. Doesn't matter. Everyone has empathy, and cognitive or affective. And all the empathy styles is okay. If you are not empathetic, you are not going to Mars. If you're not empathetic, you're not going to the moon. So you are not an astronaut. No, the point is you can be not empathetic, but you are not curious. Maybe you are not so engaged. No, or then the curiosity or the goal is more about your ego. It's not about discover. It's not about to do something and to be more enthusiastic. No, social skills. Yeah, I think you can learn this, and you learn this social skills. And now the new wave is the dynamic skills. Is about learning, that people is prepared to learn forever, more or less. And also it's more in the creativity and the innovation, but not is about ego. It's more about to create, to do, the curiosity again, or the I want to do something, or I'm engaged, to listen what you see, and then what you think, what you your experience or your interest, and otherwise around. No, I think it's very important. Next one. Maybe we are running out of time, but I lose the time. Okay, in the situation,
we have time. We have time.
Okay.
Don't worry.
Okay, the point is in our groups we are using the mood meter, and it's also this point is recognize, understand, label, express, and regulate. For me, knowing my experience, yes, I was happy, and not always I was happy. No, sometimes I need to recognize what happens with me, because it's not the way to be happy. I'm happy normally in my life, but it's not 24 hours happy. The point is I need to be also myself, no? And then the point is you are recognizing the way you are, not who you are. In the situation is my emotion now is sad, for example. It's not that I'm sad, I want to cry. It's more about the concentration. And maybe I'm not so, hey, I'm a little more calm, but maybe the task required a little power, then I need to change it. This is the mood meter. Next one. When we are talking about human factors, I can recommend this book. I like it. And it's in aviation. I hope we have soon human factors in space, aerospace. And this is all about, we are talking this, no? This is, you have a lot of tools, a lot of things you are trained, and think the simulations are so important also, no, for a spacecraft. And this is, we are talking the learning process. When you are learning the things and you are habitual, no, the habituated, or I don't know where, common, you are doing this every day, for example, or very common, your brain is taking, no, that the memory is taking this, I'm learning. And for me, then it's easier in a stress situation or the surprise situation or the shock situation, then I know the rules. I know the steps, 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is easier than because my brain is automatically doing things. If I don't know the way, because I did 3 months ago or later, I think it's very difficult that you are prepared in this very special situation. And think the simulations is helping a lot. For this reason, these missions, analog missions, are amazing because people are doing the experience. And I think you have a feeling. No, we told last time also that our brain is not prepared now for space, because in our genes is not the situation. We were always on Earth, more or less, and our genes are learning to be on Earth. but the process is important. And in the simulation, no, we try, and sometimes will be differently. Also, the training before, the astronauts were training in the military way, and I think it's very difficult for them also, because in the military the rules are very clear, but in space it's not the group are in the very clear rules, but everyone is from everywhere, and means the cultural position is also very important. And I think the human factors is also not about the human behavior. It's human factor is maybe in my country, the I don't know, internet, for example, is working differently, or for us is no, it's, the priorities are different. And I think it's very important that in the crews are so that diversity groups, that everybody can put or they bring something different. At the end is the people are growing up in a different positions. Next one, please. Also the crew resource management in aviation is also very important. No, it's about what happens in humans, the humans and the machines. Next one. They are my recommendations. Human factors approach to science and technology developed primarily in the USA, which aims to apply fundamental knowledge about human behavior and biological nature to the problems of work and everyday life. And this is something is very important, because when you are not in this area, you cannot think about what happens for them. I think the astronauts were trained very hard at the beginning, but now as well, in the sense that they are prepared for everything and they know a little for everything. But it's also important that they can express, when something is not doing well, or if you can be. I think it's very important that everybody has the experience, and then maybe giving counsels or something that you can improve better. And now we see it, in the suits and everything is everybody is doing something special, and then maybe for everyone could be better performance. Then when I have my suits are a little not dynamic, or the radiation can be can also be a part of my body is also prepared. I think this is very important, that we are aware, not the technology and mathematics and everything is also aware that we are humans, and it's wonderful that we are human, that we are humans, and then we are thinking about the future. Next one, please. Yeah. No, it's looking for aviation safety, but for me, it's also the spacecraft. It's not only the analog missions, and then there are mechanical factors, human factors, environmental factors, because we saw it, lunch, but maybe the weather is not the best, and we need to change, and we need to adapt each other, and everybody can be flexible, but also the mechanical factors, and you know everything. And but maybe this is not the point, but we can talk about this later. No, the point is, the most important thing is this, or could be, there's Charles Camarda proposed that everybody working together, doesn't matter if they are in space, but also the engineers and everyone was working in this project. It's very important that everybody is available, because everybody knows what happens, everybody built or would join it. And I don't know, maybe the cleaner know exactly what something is. And I think it's very important that everybody somehow is engaged in a positive way and to help. And this is about the crew resource management, It's analysis from the leadership, is the situational awareness, They are trained also. I don't know if I'm down earth or the up. I think it's not easy. I cannot imagine to be in this situation. Assertiveness, of course. If I need to tell you I'm angry, it's not your fault. I'm not talking about my feeling like the child. Mommy, I'm upset, blah, blah, blah. It's not that you need to explain everything or justify. It's the point is you need to communicate, and the other one doesn't know, then we can have a conversation, and it's also respectful, because I need to understand what you want, what you need, and otherwise the other one had to tell me exactly what he needs and what he wants. Decision making is very important, of course, in aviation. It's very important in space situation because they are in a very special environment. Every decision is important. And I think this is not that you need to be scared or something like this, is to be focused. And for this reason is important, it's very important, emotional intelligence and also the cognitive. What happens if I'm taking a medicine? What happens if I tired, the fatigue, something is my attention is going down, something is happening, and I need to be sincere to myself. No, there's nothing negative about bad things, but in the reality, adaptability and flexibility. Of course, if we decide to have breakfast at 8 and everybody want to have breakfast at 8:30, then okay, then no, we change. But we can talk about this. And it's not also about breakfast. It's also to share, no? And then prioritize. And we have something in high seas. Maybe can Bernard explain? No, this someone was sick, and then we decide, or he felt sick, and then everybody was talking about what happens. Okay, and he went out alone, but not so far away. But the point is, no, it's the group deciding, although the group is taking a decision, but at the end it's not the group, it's the commander. And then also the rules, no, how this leadership is functioning. We have a commander, it's easier. And when we have a leader, it's a different kind of stories, no, that because the position is different and the role is also different. And it's very important to know how the dynamic of the group is working. Then the other one is, of course, the communication, and also to know, all of you, the codes, no? It's very important to know the code in the information because it has to be easier, faster, and clear for everyone. Next one, please. Next. Yes. Human behavior. We were talking, no? Behavior is the result of the hardware and software, and then how we apply. Next one, please. Also, I'm recommending the book from Nick Canas. It's very, very new. Yeah, next one. And this is the point again. What I want to tell you is, no, we are thinking in psychology. We are thinking psychology to more or less about depression, anxiety, PTSD. We are thinking about obsession with somehow it's not necessarily pathology, but somehow the daily life. Not that we are dealing with irrational fear. We are dealing with fears, danger, something. It's just we cannot avoid it. But then the point is, in the human behavior, we can see what is affecting us, and we can solve the situation in the reality. Then we can read it. The point is the thing we feel, how the way we are interacting with others and the environment. Then also genetics, is also socialization, the culture, the environmental conditions, and the human behavior. I can influence the human behavior. When thinking about the culture, is me as well. Sometimes we are projecting, that we are the interpretation, because these people in this culture is like this, and then we are ignoring. And I'm so happy with psychology, because in the psychology, everyone is the same. Doesn't matter where you, everybody has the same pathology. We have a manual, not the psychiatry and psychology, because this is human behavior, means everybody has somehow the same in a different ways, but we are suffering more or less in the same, and everybody wants to have recognition and love. Also the animals, not the domestic animals, they are looking for recognition and to be loved. But then the point is, behaviors also is depending of thoughts and feelings and our, the way we are thinking. But this is very important in aviation, and is very important in the space situation. Astronauts is attitudes and the values, the psychological traits. I told my group that the psychologists in the astronauts world, we are not looking for pathology again. We are looking for traits, and then we can improve. And then every trait is wonderful, because everyone can bring something special. If we are not thinking for exclusion, we try to include, and this is the psychology, the space psychology, to try in the inclusion, to train groups, not individual, to train groups, that the group is coming along. And then, of course, is prison, or what you say is in German is Reibungen. The point is, but it's normal, this is human, but we need to change the attitude. We need to change this, okay, why I'm nasty, or why I'm angry, why I'm so happy, why, in the sense that, is this affecting the group? I need to change the attitude. Okay, then don't be mad or be paranoid or scared. Is try to integrate yourself in the group, and then it could be a wonderful thing. And otherwise, the way we are moving, walking, thinking, eating, is about our values. The way we are doing things is the values we have in our childhood, and then we are developing from parents, environment, and self. In my small experience, and I think this is when we can share values. I think it's very important. Not the point is my values are the best. No, I need to know my values, but in the way you have a different values, is in the attitude. Is not that you are against me, is the way you think, and then we can have a solution. We can find a solution, and we can have we can talk about it. Next one. Next. No, it's a behavior. Yeah, next one. Personality. Then this is the personality is our password. Passport. It's the way we are, and personality define ourselves. But we are also looking for traits. And then the perfect, of course, idyllic astronaut is emotional stability, responsibility, and reliability. When I'm saying emotional stability, it is the way, the resilience, the way you can recover yourself. Responsibility, of course, reliability, good communication skills, because of course, if I'm thinking, you are thinking, and everybody is thinking, we are not communicating. And in the communication is not also say everything, is to transfer what I want to say. Ability to work as a team, this is very important, because we are a team, and the team has maybe 6 months together, and everything could happen outside, in this air, in this universe, in this atmosphere, in this stratosphere, and everywhere. But the point is, as a team, no one is criticizing or expecting something from the other. Everybody is a group. Safety orientation, yeah, because it's not the sense that look what you do. It's not. The point is, okay, something happens, I can tell you in a nice way, or the assertive. Nice, maybe not, but assertive. Hey, this is wrong, or I'm not agree with this. Can we change something? It's more, I say, the sense of love. Not love is, I don't see that when you talk to your child, you are not telling blah, 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 blah. You try to understand what happens with him. And I think this is more the sense. Good decision-making skills. Yeah, because if you are not so afraid and you feel in a safety environment, you can say something, or you are more focused about the things, and not focus about what happens with you, or focus about what you think or what you suppose. Then the good, of course, problem-solving skills. Again, it's because you are not so focused about what people think about you, or you are not focused in the best thing for me maybe, is you are focused here now, and this is the best. This is the best for everyone. This is idyllic, but this is normally what the astronauts are. Ability to adapt to changing situations, yes. Physical fitness and endurance, yes. Motivation and passion, and I think this is the most important thing, astronauts and aviation. Also, I think this is something that when you want to be in this environment, is the motivation is very high, and the passion is there. And this is something I admire, Celia. I like it. Next one, please. Habitability, yeah. no, we were talking last time, no, in Catanzaro. The point is how to make it easier. People adapt to the situation, of course, but we need to think about if we want to be long-term there. It's not easy in this structure, because for the astronauts, no, or I think for the pilots, no, it's this long way, but you know, at the end is end. No, I can go out and I can do something. Their love for the pilots is the sense on the air, and it's wonderful. But if you are realistic, you are in a cabin, you are not in a huge place. And also for the astronauts, no, you are there, but you know somehow you're coming back to Earth. And yeah, I can deal with 6 months probably, because in my mind, I know. But in the future, we need to think about a little more. We are humans, and it's okay when we are looking for a better place, in the sense that I need art, music. Why not? I take my wonderful things with me, of course. No. Next one. Yes, for me, it's important that you understand the sense of the psychology way, because one of the most important things is the trust, and then is the psychologist working about is to create a trust environment, or to try to create a trust environment that people also then go alone. And then it's also the trust of the group, but trust myself. First, I need to trust myself. If I'm doubting about myself, it's okay that when you doubt, but it's okay also to learn to trust yourself, not in the sense I know everything and wow, it's not the point. It's okay, maybe it's not my day, or maybe I see the things in this way, but it's nice when everybody's sharing, because you can find a solution. And then when you find a solution, means respectful, no? Other things I was noticing here is the sense of professional. Normally, when we are thinking professional, I don't know, we have a very strange concept. And to be professional means focus on the task, but also listen, no? Or the active listening, what people try to say, or what happens now. And I think this is the point of professionality. Is I try to do my work the best, but not in the sense, not the best of the world, in the sense, okay, I'm prepared to listen. I'm prepared to think about it. And then, yeah, the rules, no, you need to follow the rules, because the rules are very important in space, also in aviation. And not in the sense of military, the sense is the environment is not easy. And then you need to be prepared. Then I think the point is also this training is also important, that also astronauts and pilots know this with a flight, that they are also learning how the spiral and everything, that your body also is trained to be down or to be up, or I don't know, but also this situational awareness. Where am I now? No, and then other point is for me is very important also, the sense of fear. Is okay to be afraid, but this trust environment, or the trust in yourself is okay. I let go because we trained and we did everything okay, and okay, then everything will be okay, and I can share. I'm afraid now, or no, sometimes when they are going down at the end, the capsule, maybe on Earth or maybe on the water, you don't know what happens, no? But the point is also, is impact is something, something happening, or the noise, and all the things are affecting us. And this is the psychology about the clinical, the organizational, and the psychosocial. And I think at the beginning is very important. If someone needs to talk to someone, can to talk to me, but doesn't mean that the person is crazy or is weak, or I don't know, something strange we think about the psychology. We need to think about more in the respectful. Maybe I need to talk about someone because I'm repressing something, or I receive a note from my colleague, someone is dying, or something happens, and it's okay to be worried about. And I think sometimes also I can perceive the situation in a different way. Now we have also in our group, the point is the misinterpretation, or the point is someone is had the bad day or the good day is influencing to the group, but at the end we were a group, and this is so wonderful. Yeah, we see this, and then in our groups we are in the cognitive process also to try to see what happens. No, we have in my attention or in my perception of the situation, if I tired or something like this, or affected or distraction. No, I need to put attention. Is all the things are happening, but this is what we evaluate how to improve better. And I'm thinking probably the emotional intelligence is helping us a lot, because it's like a break. No, you are more aware, and then you can cope with. And I think this is the last one. I know. Okay, but everybody knows, no, about personal values and beliefs, because it's easy then to communicate to the others. Because for me, if the priority is not that I need to confess, no, please, yes, I need to be aware that maybe the other person is not against me. For the other person, the values are different, and then the priority is in a different way. And all the things is not that you need to be tolerant to everything. No, the point is assertive. If I'm angry, or I'm agree or not agree, or I'm different, is I need to be aware, and then it's easier. No, the communication at the end, everybody can transfer the values or the beliefs, and then everybody can change or modify things in the way that for everyone could be okay. And please don't change your personality, because everyone has his own personality, but you can change the dysfunctional part, is the part when you are afraid to lose something, or that people can take advantage of you, or I don't know, to be more self-confident. Next one, and I think this is the last one. Thank you very much. I hope you have something together, in the sense that the psychology, we were talking today only about more the clinical and the spectrum in general, because I'm not so much psychologists in space. There are more psychiatrists, more doctors, biologists, not something more in the research, but also in the psychologies is there. We are complementing each other, but the focus is a different focus.
Thank you so much for this interesting lecture. And the chat is heating up from questions, and I also have some questions, and I guess Bernard and Adriano too. So I will start with the chat. Thank you very much for this really interesting lecture, and I'm really happy that we had you here, because I think it is a very, very important topic. Because at the end, humans are going to space, and we have to come together, or come along together in a nice way. So, Ena Larsen is asking, moment, where was his first questions here? The biggest psychological obstacle to establishing ourselves in space is prejudice and taboos. This has harmed us for a long time as a cosmic race. How do we overcome this?
Yeah, I think it's a wonderful question, because it's real, but it's not only in space. No, the point is in the reality. And I think we can overcome in the sense that when you are working or training with psychologists in this way, in this area, you will see that it's not about to be ashamed. It's more about, you are giving the chance to the person to tools to recover or to do something. If I tell you I feel a little sad, or today I don't know, I tell you my weakness or my strength, the point is I never will do, put you down. The point is for you, okay, you can change attitudes, and you have always tools, because the psychology is to give a tool. And if you cannot change something, you have to accept this. But then when you are accepting this, you are relieved. I hope this is a person is okay with this.
Yeah, I have also a question in this direction, but first I will take the questions from the chat. Yeah. Denis Alfonso Rivero has 4 questions. The first is, what is your opinion about the risk homeostasis theory? Also risk homeostasis, status. Hypothesis was initially proposed in 1982 by Gerard Weil, a professor at Queen's University in Canada.
The homeostasis, I think this is more about, I think it's basic in the sense that the homeostatic or the homeostasis is more about anger in the psychology. I'm talking about psychology. No, this is the balance, no, in the human being, and this is the balance between anger, between needs, and fear. Think in Spanish, yeah, fear. And this is the point, not that you are not aware that for us is very important. It's not the anger because you are angry. It's the anger because it's the first emotion in the baby, in the baby time, when you need to communicate to mama and you are baby, is to take the attention, but there's the frustration. I have nothing. And then the other ones, you have the fear in the sense, of course, it's just danger, something happens, but the needs is our needs. And then this is the way we are moving, and this is our motivation or the drive in the daily life, and we need to be aware, but not exaggerate. The homeostasis, you need to feel these needs, but we need to be aware to know what happens. No? Yeah.
Yeah. The second question, do you think hyper competition attitudes among crew can be a risk for space settlements? If so, how big of a risk?
Yeah. Yes, could be a risk in the sense we are talking about if the ego is not so high, is a certain tolerance. But the point is, of course, you need to have a drive to do this. And in your personality, you need to be a little alpha in the sense that, hey, I can do this. I want to do this. But then it's very important that you have your self-esteem to moderate all this stuff. Because if you are going there and then you see that people is following you and you see that everything is wonderful, but remember, it's a teamwork because the environment is not easy. Maybe you have a vision, wonderful, but the other person is also important. The other person has a different vision. And normally it could be if you have a very strong personality that the people is focused to you. And then could be very difficult in difficult situations because you need to react very quickly, very fast, decision making and problem solving. And then you cannot expect that one person is taking everything, the whole responsibility, because you need to talk about this. It's not easy.
Okay, thank you. The third question, he's interested in experiments among analog astronauts regarding the state of flow. Do you know any studies that have been done? And I would add my question because you were participating in this analog astronaut in Hawaii. Are you joining us with a study? Are you doing a study? That would have been my question.
Yes, I'm working also with the University of Cadiz. University of Cadiz started long years ago, also with ESA, in many points, but there are not so many about poor psychology. Always, a specific psychology, I think there are not so much, but it's always mixture. The psychologists that also did engineer, and also psychiatrists. I'm sorry, un momento. But in NASA, and I think this is there are many, and you need to know what kind of these studies are poor psychology. But yeah, there are many also in Antarctica, and they are doing in Astroland, they are doing in many places. But we are also thinking poor psychology. I think not so much, but I'm doing the poor psychology.
Okay, and are there some studies regarding the state of flow? Do you know of some?
Yes, this is a group of the Austrian space analog, and then they are doing some studies. I didn't see it, but I will see it in the next months. They are also doing trainings and also research but I don't know if the research is so open, because it's
Okay.
the Alex Hoffman, now it's Alex Carballo, that she is now at the ESA, I think, or the ESU, and she was in the space Weltraum, no, the Österreichische Weltraum, and yeah, and also, excuse me, and also in Sweden or the Norwegian, they are also doing a lot of things. Yeah, I can search for this, but I'm not sure if she's a psychiatrist. I'm not sure.
He was adding to this, a flow state is a mental state in which a person performing some activity is fully immersed in a feeling of energized focus, full involvement, and enjoyment in the process of activity.
Yes.
Named by the psychologist Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi in 1970. The concept has been widely referred to across a variety of fields.
Yes, I know him, and he died, I think, 2 years ago. He's a very important person, but there's in the space, I think, I don't know, maybe in the NASA, but I know that he did in psychology, but I don't know if he did in analogs missions. I didn't know.
Okay. And his fourth question was, what lesson did we learn about the case of astronaut Lisa Novak and the Love's triangle, how to predict such a situation?
I think the way the psychology is not it's prevention, but the point is prediction. I think the point is to learn to solve the problem, not to think about the problem. When something happens, you need to find always the solution, because we have the solution. And then when something happens in the groups or the crew or something like this, everybody needs to cope with the situation and to go over it and to have an agreement.
Can you give the audience a little bit more information about Lisa Novak? What happened there?
I cannot give you exactly, because I don't know exactly what happens, but I need to look. This is, I think, no, she
was in a love triangle.
Yes, yeah.
With another astronaut.
I know, but the point is, I don't want to go in this thema, because it's, for me, is to go more, is the sense of indiscretion. But I think this is the Nick Canas and Dita Mansey described the situation in their own book, Psychiatry and Psychology in Space. But the point is, we are humans, and then we are talking about personalities. And I think I don't want to put this as a pointing you, blah, blah, blah.
Okay, I understand.
And I told you, in the sense, everybody needs to know themselves, and then to see why are we on the space. No, the point is, you can go in a hotel, or I don't know, you are in space for something and focus on your task. Then you need to learn about not your ego, and you need to understand that this is, I told you, for this reason I was very diplomatic in my explanation before, is a teamwork. It's not my need. I need to know, could be a very difficult situation, and if everybody's agreed, the whole crew is agreed, and we have fun, everyone, okay, this is agreement to the group. But the point is very difficult, because when people are together, means they are very close, and then the other are not inclusive. And then I was talking before, the psychology, the safety, psychological environment safety means not safety from sex, is safety or for flirting or something like this, is safety in the sense we have a team, and the team has a rule, experiments, or we are going there for something. If you are agreed to have the stories, and please, but this is human.
Okay. I didn't know what was it about, but I think when you mentioned this, and in future time they have to think about, because if we bring people into space to live somewhere, then they have to think about that couples will go there, or people will form a relationship or whatever. I think that is very human, but it is another topic. What I wanted to add to the question about Oh God. Yeah, also, I wanted to ask you, and then I give the floor to Bernard and Adriano. I know you have questions too. If you, also in an astronautic team or whatever, cosmonaut team or whatever the name is, are often many nationalities, and I'm thinking now in further generations going to Mars, also in longer missions, yeah. If we are able to do that and so on, we also should think about, because everyone is marked by his childhood, is marked by his education from the mother and from their mother and so on, and what is also important from his environment and from his culture. So, and if you have different cultures, and we know that the role of the woman in other cultures is a different one than here in Europe or in the United States. And it is always, still it is something very, very special if a woman can go into space. But we have this dominance in culture by men, for example, and the woman is, for example, the commander, and in space they have some situation, and then they come, yeah, I'm the man, and so is this also sort or a part of your yeah, research or?
Yeah. I think when we are going in these topics, I think we need to accept something. If you are trained to be astronaut, the point is for you, you need to be aware what you want and why are you going there. The point is, if you think you are better than the other one, then you have a problem. But the point is about the woman and men. I think everyone, but I don't know, I think everyone has to be aware we are person, also we are human before the sex. But it's also about the person and the prejudice. If someone in the space is occupied, that the woman is less, or that the others occupied in a different kind, we are talking about personalities, and then you cannot do anything. I think the point for you need to be aware that personality. Normally, the astronaut has a very stable, personality. I don't think that they are putting the woman down, something like this. Otherwise, it's when you are, as a woman, you feel inferior, or you have your issues because you feel insecure, and everything is, again, we are talking about your characteristic, or you are fighting because everything.
Yeah, but I also refer to religion, or different kind of religion, and
yeah, but religion, you when you are going to space, you think you are also open to everyone, and then you can talk about this. If your religion needs to I don't know how the everyone's doing it, but I think this is a part of the safety that people can talk about it. And if I feel threat, from someone badly, I will talk to him in the assertive way, say, hey, what happens, and then we can talk about this. And for this reason, I told you before, that is very important, the connection with the mission control and Earth and everything, that we can talk about this, because maybe it's a misunderstanding, or maybe I take everything personal because my personality, or I'm the imposter syndrome that I take, that I cannot do anything, or I don't know. Because if you are going to Mars or you are going to a moon, your physical condition are okay, but you don't need to be like a man, or the man don't look like a woman. The point is communicate and respect each other. But it's difficult. It's difficult. And the religion, yeah, if my religion is putting you down, I think, hello, also then why no? It's a point is no, religion is tell your culture, philosophy, and the way you are living. But we are in space, and then we need to communicate and to prioritize what is the first situation. I think
it's because you mentioned the loneliness in space, and we have all lived during coronavirus pandemic. What does it mean to be sheltered in place? And so we got an idea, and we had it 1 year So, and the trip, or 2 years, yes, and a trip to Mars is similar. It's 16 months forth and back, and then things can develop. Also, you have a group dynamic and all the stuff, and then. Yeah, so this is why I was asking, you know.
But
Adrian, you wanted to add something?
Yes, yes. Bernard, you and me, we have to say something because these two ladies will chat for...
Yeah.
No, but I will not stop the discussion because it is very interesting, this topic.
I'm just joking. Okay, no, I just want to come in and saying that we saw a very, very interesting presentation and lecture about astronaut psychology and training. I think that we cannot put everything together because we have to distinguish at least three different situations. One is the astronauts, astronautic missions that are made in a certain way and need training, etc.
Yes.
Then we can talk about tourism because tourism is already today, no? It's not tomorrow. Today we have space tourism.
Yes.
And then a space settlement that is a third situation, more advanced. Maybe I hope we will see the first steps before 2030, but let's see what happens. Today, we hope to see Starship to fly, and it didn't. We hope to see it in 2 days, and that will be a key milestone to advance this process. However, back to the point. Of course, to be an astronaut as like to be a pilot of an airplane, a military airplane, are similar things from the points of view of the skills and capacities that are involved. You know, we have listened, we have heard to talk about situational awareness, capability to process own emotions and put them at work to help understanding the situation and how to behave, etc., etc. So, if that will be life in space, then I think people will be very, very much worried about that because we can think that not everybody can go to space. But if I am a tourist, okay, if I am a tourist, my responsibility is different.
Yes.
We don't need to go to space. We can also think about flying on an airplane or navigating on a big cruise ship in the sea. So in that situation, we know that there is a captain and that in an emergency situation, we have to obey to the orders before discussing. Because it can be a matter of life and death, you know. But if we are not in an emergency situation, of course, we can ask to the hostess, listen, why I cannot walk to the bathroom now? The hostess will explain you, because there is a little bit turbulence, so please stay, sit down, and so on. No, so all the behaviors are need to be commiserated to the situation we are living in. And so my question, thinking about tourism by now, about settlement, I hope we can talk about settlement maybe another time. But how much of this training would I need if I want to go for 2 weeks on the moon, for instance? Thinking about a few years in the future. Now I want to go, I have money, I want to go on the moon for 2 weeks.
Me too.
You too, yes.
Bernard as well.
Bernard.
No, I'm going, I'm retiring there. In 20 days,
he will retire on the moon. So.
Exactly. So, I have read a book by, the title is Artemis. I think maybe I have it, but well, I think you know, it's the same author of the
Martian.
yeah, Andy Weir. Where Andy Weir, yes,
It's a new moon book of Andy Weir.
yes, and try to imagine what is the normal life on the moon in a lunar city, and it's not quite normal because, however, people have to take care about when they go outside to be weared in the proper suit and not to so yes, a certain number of behaviors that people should take care of. So if I to be short, if I want to go as a tourist 2 weeks on the moon, okay, staying why in a moon hotel? No, I don't think we will have very quickly hotels. Maybe we have some laboratories, like now we have the space station, and if you have many million, you can go there for 1 week, and we can have a similar situation on the moon, maybe, no, in few years, a base where tourists will be allowed to go, so they will have to take care of something and to be aware that they will not be free to do everything what they want. They will be subject to the responsibility of the crew, because there will be a crew, an astronautic crew there, and tourists will be somehow okay, in a very limited behavioral situation, no? So can we also maybe I am proposing you a topic for another study, no? What should be the space tourist psychology?
Yeah.
But maybe you already have some ideas about.
Yeah.
So
one, the tourists is pay for this, and I afford something. I expect something. The expectations are different. Not for the astronaut, or it doesn't matter. No, in the analogs, it's always the curiosity. I'm prepared for something curious, but I'm working there. No. I'm a pizza restaurant. The point is expectations, and then I pay for this, and then we are thinking that the personality is going there. We don't know. No, it's probably someone is alpha. I want to go there because I want to be the best. But I think it's nothing about to research. Maybe this is the experience, and they will be very happy to read a book in the habitat, no, of the moon. Maybe the expectations are not very high, but we need to understand which time of people are going there. And then if they need a psychological test, we can do a psychological test only to see the traits. If the traits fit for this change, no, the impact is also can affect your body, your hormones and everything when you are from Earth to the moon, the impact in your body. And we have a training with these people before. Maybe if this is not a little psychopath or like this, no, maybe we can say it's not possible to go there, because we need to be aware who is going there.
Yeah,
this is something that you need a psychologist. You cannot to bring everyone there.
Not
in
everyone.
The psychological way. You pay, okay, weekend is okay. They pay 23 millions for weekend in the ISS, but
40, I think.
40. The point is, this is only a weekend and can go everyone, because people is not, I don't know the situation. I'm really confused, and I following the rules. But if you are a week or 2 weeks, you need to be aware who is going there. It's like Antarctica, no? The Antarctica, they are then 6 months, no? Is isolated, but you need to have a little idea who is going there, because you don't know what happens then.
I think you also have to be in healthy condition. But there's a new pizza restaurant on the moon, but I have heard it's not so good because it has no atmosphere.
Yeah, but we need to think about that. Everybody will be there then, and then maybe, we need to develop something in the psychology that people, I think the emotional intelligence.
So you are saying that a certain training will be needed.
Necessary,
for tourists.
Yeah, because it's not a normal environment, and it's
not like flying on an airplane or go to a cruise.
No,
see,
because
no.
you are the,
Well,
the micro,
yeah.
everything. No, Bernard, I don't know. You are the
No,
expert
but
here.
clearly, I mean, well, I am a tourist. I love to, but I think that to enjoy your experience as a tourist,
Yeah.
you have to be curious.
Yes,
You read about the history of the place you visit.
yes,
You learn to observe. So, in fact, you need some of the qualities that are needed for scientists or for artists. So I think that everybody should be
yes.
a tourist in a sense. A tourist is somebody that has fun to discover and to explore a place. Now, we have a special training for you, Adriano. If you want to train to go to the moon, you can do like us. You can come to our base in Hawaii.
Yes,
And
yes.
if you go there as a tourist, it's
Definitely.
easy. It costs you $10,000 per
Yes.
week. If you
Yes.
go there as a researcher, we have a special rate for you, which is $1,000 per week. So I think at this price, it's better to invest to do a bit of research. And I think also we want to mix people which have the means to pay, but also they want to have the full experience, and the full
Yes.
experience should include learning about the science you can do, the technology you can do, and
Artists.
then okay, we have we will have the same scheme for the moon as well.
Yes.
And I think for civilian development, clearly, I mean, we have to respect the rules of law because they are based on safety issues, respect, some of the values that make us humans. Clearly, we will respect the rules, but there is a lot of opportunity for many diverse people to enjoy this experience. And now you can try to do that already in our facilities. So we have a first access level where we lock you in a moon base for 1 week without a window. If you can manage with your colleagues.
Beautiful.
This is in Poland. It's a beautiful place. I'm still looking for some candidates. Who wants to go with Adriano? Please volunteer
It will be
for 1 week.
it will be very, very painful to stay 1 week away, closed without a window.
Without a
It's
window,
without a
and we
window.
don't
Terrible.
and we don't give a watch as well, so that we can tell you in the middle of the night your day is starting, and then you learn about your limits. Also, you develop interpersonal skills in a very international environment. Yes, let's try.
But
Let's train on Earth to become
but when,
astronauts.
when the week is finished, I can go to the seaside. Yes, a little bit. No.
Yes, if you behave well. If you behave well. Yeah.
You have
No.
Okay.
Yeah. So
yeah, you have another question, Bernard.
Yeah, I had a question. So I think that goes back also on the point that you say, after all, we are humans. Are we? Because now we, for instance, for some of the basic function you mentioned, okay, our brain, okay, it has evolved as a result of when we are cavemen and so on. Our mind has been shaped by our education and our behavior as well. And now we are more and more dependent on things that are not humans, on technologies. Technology, in particular in space, we need technology to survive. We need technologies to communicate. Maybe we need technology even for some of our pleasure, some of our work. So how does this affect us? So are we really humans, or are we already transhumans? And we have to think of a new psychology for transhumans that integrate some of this latest technology, not to mention some AI technologies that are going to change completely our behavior.
I love this question because
let me add a little thing, because but just 2 words. We will be transhuman, but we are still not yet human, because until when we have stupid things like the war going on, we cannot say we are human.
No.
Well, maybe this is a character of humans. That's but that's also another aspect. Clearly,
trying to become human.
Conflicts are human. The point in the AI, I think, I was listening TED from Belinsky, is a I think is from, I don't remember, it's Argentina, probably, and was doing a wonderful speech in the sense of what I took of this conversation, because I love it. He was talking about, I know I told you before, the skills. Now we have the hard skills, we have the soft skills, and now is coming the dynamic skills, is the combination about learning, innovation, and creativity. And the Zusammenfassung, no, the resume was that he was thinking, of course, IA is coming, and we need to learn as a humans how to cope with, because it's a complement for us, and we can learn that then everything has to start at the schools, that the kids and we are learning how to use these tools for us, and it's a combination, we don't need to be apart. It's a combination, integration, and then we will learn and we can develop us in a different way. And this is wonderful. I think this is not against, I think it's the future, but in the way that we are not depending on these things. When we are integrating these things, we can use it better. And then we will be humans in a different way.
And we can train Adriano for this. We will put you a robot with artificial intelligence. We are thinking of that to include in some of our crew, some Android robots that will interact with the crew. We can already try that this year.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not scared about artificial intelligence at all. I think that I am a humanist, and I think that any super intelligence cannot be bad.
Yeah, but things can go wrong. If they control the temperature, if they control the temperature of your habitat and they don't care if it's 40 degrees.
I know I cannot open this topic because it will we will have another.
We will have for this we have to look for a specialist of AI.
Maybe we will invite some
but we are thinking about something. No, this if we are humans, we need to touch humans. I don't want to sleep with
the
laptop.
robot.
No, I don't want to laptop with a robot. But
laptop.
I don't know.
Oh,
the point is,
my laptop.
something is wrong.
But many take their phones into the sleeping room, and
yes.
But the point is for us is when we are not seeing this artificial intelligence that is not taking us in the sense that we can, when you are like the TV in my age, when I was young, everybody's TV, and everybody was watching TV, or I don't know, and at some point it's very boring because I don't know how to use my television, because I'm always in the iPad on the computer. I think everybody's moving, but I like to talk to you better than talk to my computer. I think, I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I'm just an avatar. I'm just a robot talking to you now.
Thank you. Probably this is people feel more comfortable.
I think we had a really, really nice lecture, nice conversation, nice discussion. Thank you so much, Celia, for being with us. Thank you to the audience for being with us and for joining us until the end. And I think we should look for a specialist of AI, because it is a really interesting topic.
Yes.
And but I think your topic is also very, very important, and that we have to take care of this. And it was nice that you mentioned art, because
yes, of course. And
I think it is so important.
Music.
And so thank you very much to everyone for joining us. And I would like to mention who is next week our guest. It's Ulrich Köhler. He will talk about Joy's journey to Jupiter.
Oh, excellent.
I have to contact him. I still have to write him, but he confirmed it already. So thank you so much for joining us, and Yeah, it
Yes.
was really
Yeah, and
amazing.
I just want, sorry.
Yeah, one.
Recall that we started the campaign for the space 18 SDG to be added to the UN agenda. So I invite everybody to sign our pledge.
Yes,
I have
forgot
put
to,
in the
yeah.
chat the address, so you can
Yes.
there and sign it. And we need to collect thousands of signatures. If we will arrive to the September, 18th of September, we will hold a panel at UN General Assembly, New York. It will be a hybrid panel. If we arrive there having some thousands of signatures, it will be very important. So I warmly invite everyone to be active, not only to sign, but also to spread the message and invite other people to sign. Then subscribe to the channel, to the Space Renaissance YouTube channel, and if you like us, join as a member. Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. And I would like to also, in the words of the Hitchhiker Guide to the Galaxy, thanks for all the fish and the beautiful salad.
And to our audience, I would like to ask you to share this, to sign this resolution and to share it. Okay, thank you so much for joining us. I wish you all a nice evening, and it was a nice evening with you, Celia, and
all. Thank you.
Always
so much.
fun,
Beautiful.
and
We see us in the 8th of May, no? What did I say?
Yes. 8th of May. Yes, 8th of
Yes,
May.
in the 8th of May. Genau.
And
Okay.
Ibiza, probably. Okay.
Also, bye.
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 Okay.
Good night.
Wiedersehen. Au revoir.
Auf
Hasta luego.
Wiedersehen.
Hasta luego.
Hasta